welcome back to another TERA Plays TERA video. So in today's video, we are going to go over all of just a general idea of what new players or returning players should do once they hit level 65. Now, I did recently release a guide on this, but quite a lot has changed with the Season 1 release. And honestly, it's a good idea just to go over it and kind of give new players, specifically even more new players or returning players who don't have as much stuff, more of a guidance of where to go. So to start off, the very first thing you're going to do once you are level 65 is you're going to want to, one, get your level 65 gear, put it on, start learning your class, and awaken your class. So you could see right here, I have a warrior. This is actually my 8th warrior that I've never really done anything with, and I'm kind of glad because I don't have to make a new character. I can just use this one. Even though I do have a bit of gear, I'm not awakened. I don't have my Blade Frenzy aerial scythe or my Blade Waltz. I still have good old combated strike. So this states that this warrior is unawakened. So this video is going to go over the quest line, what you want to follow, stuff you want to work on, and then stay tuned for kind of like future guides of how to focus on that stuff more severely, or like more focus to those items. So let's get into it. Let's start out with the first place you're going to want to go is Highwatch. So if you want to look at the map, you're going to want to get all the way over to Valorian, into Highwatch. Well, open up, and you want to get into this area, because this is where you're going to go to get all your gear and do all your quest lines. If you don't know what quest line you should be focusing on, well, that is this quest line right here for the Federation. Going and doing this very first one will give you all the Stormcry gear, as well as all the Stormcry jewelry. This quest, when I last did this video, was broken and does not give the jewelry, but they fixed it. It now does give it. And then you're going to do all of these as you get more stuff, and well, we're going to go over that. Now you might say, well, I don't have Elite. How do I get to Highwatch? There's a very simple way. Go to Start, go to Vanguard Request, go to the initiative credits, and teleport to the credit merchant, and that is a free teleport to Highwatch. This is amazing. For anyone who's new or returning, you can use this and easily go to whoever you need to go to. And so we're going to come over here, or we're going to speak to this guy, and he's going to give us the start of all of this good gear. So we're going to claim it. And as you can see with the quest log, I am already high enough item level to just, go into getting the rest of these stuff. Once you get your Stormcry gear, these three are just going to be basically given to you. So again, we talk to this guy, get our circlet, talk to him again. Once you put all of that stuff in, get your gems. Now it's going to give you what it feels the class needs most. You can edit those if you feel you need, swap them out. If you want to be a war tank, maybe you take out your, bitter instead of doing, the back damage. You put in the wrathful, but you're going to want to learn your class a bit, but the stuff he gives you will get you through everything you need to do to start enjoying TERA. So now he's going to give us the Ace Dungeon. You want to do these. You want to get these done and over with as soon as possible, because this is how you also awaken your class nowadays. So we come over here, talk to this guy. I'm just going to run through these dungeons. I'm going to speed it up so we don't have to sit and deal with that. Alright, so now that we've completed that, we can come here again, we talk to this guy. He gives us all of our stigmas and some stigma feedstock to get you leveling. That stuff is definitely something you're going to want to collect. You're going to want to apply it just so you get the next item level. Again, I wouldn't worry too much about, leveling the ones he gives you. Again, you can level them and use them as fodder, but we'll cover stigmas more in a future guide. Same thing with the aura and Ashara stone, just apply them to your character so that you have them. And then once you've gone through all of that and you've collected all that, you're going to go into the next ace dungeon, which is this one right here. You could select whatever you want. And again, I'll speed up the video and see y'all on the other side. So I made a huge video edit. I do apologize. Basically, instead of unmuting my mic, hit stop recording as I claimed just this last. I haven't even claimed the Vanguard. Thankfully, that's still there. I claimed the last quest after defeating, the trial dungeon. We claimed this one, and this gave us a pet. Basically, once you claim it, you get the additional step that you talk to, the guy back in the middle. Finishing this gives you a pet. I do apologize, but at least not much is missing from the video. Just a bit of extra video editing for me to do, whatever. From that, I did also want to mention that as we're getting through and getting our Apex skills, we are going to want to focus on specific things. I will make a guide for all these things, but as a whole account thing, you want to focus on your cards first. Then, whatever your main character is, maybe give slight focus, of course, on gear, and then pets and stigmas. And that's about it. If you're a new player, focus on just that. That's a lot to work with. Cards is the highest priority. And then I would say your main characters like stigmas and pet. And then also gemstone along, because that goes along with gear. But again, we'll cover more of that in a little bit. So we come over to this guy, we talk to him. And just talk to him again, because we have the item level. And you keep going until we finally have to defeat Nimstrix. So Nimstrix is a dungeon you are gonna have to LFG for. It is Ravenous Gorge. If you're a returning player, you've seen this dungeon plenty of times. If you're a new player, well, this will be your first experience. And wow, that queue pops so quick. So again, I am going to speed up the video from here until the dungeon is over. So now that Ravenous Gorge has been completed, we are able to do quite a bit that you want to go ahead and do. First thing is, let's talk to this guy, get our last bit of rewards, which is all of our awakening skills. And you also have some items that you're going to want to go through your inventory. And there it is, the extra 5 glyph points. Along with, you want to open up your Mistil's Awakening Glyph, and then you come over here and you apply that glyph, because those are all good important stuff. Again, open up your pets for your main characters or any of your characters. We will go over these rewards in just a little bit. And with that all done, you go adjust your skills as you would need. And we got an extra 5 points. I'll take that later. From here, your next thing is to look at your quest log and see how close you are to hitting level 700. If you're close to level 700, then you'll be able to get, the season gear, and level 800 gives you a free cosmetic item. And then we also need to now cover all of the vendor shops, which is super important. So the first vendor shop we're going to cover is these 4 people over here. You're going to come over, you're going to talk, you're going to blah, 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 you're going to accept the dungeon cores. And these are great. These are fantastic for new players, because as I have 16, I could turn these 16 in and get 1,000 gold per each, so that's a free 16,000 gold. The rest of these items you probably don't want to buy. As well as then you can, when you go up for the more dungeons, get even better rewards. So this is something really important to come and use. The next thing is as you run dungeons, you will get dungeon essence. And the things that you should focus on buying from this guy is always the card XP. Card XP is very, very important. It is very useful, and it's not the easiest to get. You could also focus on legendary Stigma exchange coins. Buying all 20 of these will give you a yellow Stigma every time this shop resets. And if you get the 70 of these, then you have 7 blue Stigmas. So these are the focus items you want to buy from this shop. The next thing is, we're going to open up the loot. You get these from running your dungeons. So this is from Ravenous Gorge, while this is from just doing the Ace Dungeon. So from here, we want to come over to the Vanguard Initiative. From just running dungeons, you get Vanguard points. The biggest items that you want to buy from this shop, especially if you're new or returning player, is your legendary card crates. This is your major card grind. So this is what I was saying about before. You want to focus on cards. The only thing you want to buy from this is this box until you catch up on cards. Again, stay tuned for the card guide. It will explain exactly what you should be focusing on depending on what classes you play the most. You can also come to this guy and buy yourself some season gear. Season gear is wonderful, and I would highly recommend everyone to buy it. If you're not going to play that much on Season 1, which by the time of the release of this video won't have many days left, but for when Season 2 comes out, definitely get it at the start and level it. Because when you do, you can have, it won't be this character, it will be somewhat different, and the shop might be changing a bit. But there is a lot of fantastic rewards in here. If you are heavy grinding, even with the last 2 weeks of the season and you're running all of your dungeons, I would say get your season gear up as high as you can and hard focus it. And instead of leveling your Stormcry gear, just buy the Kaya's gear. Because it's a good chance this stuff will be in next seasons. And if it's not, well, then all of these rewards are decent. Card XP is a huge focus in this shop, as well as the level 7 stones. They are all wonderful items. and there will be more information about what is going to happen with Season 1 gear when the devs release what the armor is worth and the weapon's worth at what levels and what the shop, will contain. But that's something to look out for and work on. And then the last thing to work on is your Guardian Legion missions. You should be running them. Roughly run, you could do Velacut Defense, or Avenging Talons is my personal favorite, and get about 40 boxes. Because at 40 boxes, you get about 10,000 credits, and even though Shop 1 isn't really that great, Shop 2 is fantastic. This is a great way to get your Stigma shards, to get your Stigmas up. This is probably the item you want to spend your Vanguard credits on if you want to work on at least your main character or some alt Stigmas, unless you really want to hard focus boxes. These are an option from here as well. I wouldn't highly recommend it for new players because they're quite expensive from here, and you'll get a lot more card boxes from the other shop, whereas this is really the only shop that you can freely get Stigma shards. So that's kind of just the 2 cents thing of what to focus on. Now, like I said, let's cover gear. The things you want to focus on is obviously leveling your Stormcry gear. If you don't plan to really heavily play the game, get yourself available to run more dungeons. You want to get level, stones. We'll cover that, and Stigmas in a future guide, of course. But the season gear is something I want to just touch base on before I let y'all go. When you open up the season gear, it works just like any other gear, except for season gear tends to be weak at the beginning for the weapon, but the armor is actually just as strong as Annihilation's base gear almost. With that, if you are new to the game, honestly, just running season gear is probably some of the better ideas. Because here's the thing, even enchanting season gear, you get Season 1 dust and fluorite shards. It's 100% chance to succeed all the way from level 1 to 40, and that's every piece. It costs only the things that you get from the dungeons for the most part. Whilst when you try to enchant Stormcry, it's the same, but there's a chance of failing. And Stormcry uses Stormcry dust instead of season dust, and it uses a lot more fluorite shards. Now, this is where I say if you're brand new and you're playing a lot, it might not be a bad idea to hard focus on your season gear. If you don't plan to play a lot and you don't think you'll get it up high enough levels for it to be worth, then you might want to get your Stormcry gear up. Because when you can get Stormcry to HO, or even the season gear to higher item levels, that is how you unlock more and more dungeons. And unlocking these dungeons is very important because, well, that's where you get all your loot. Now, if you want more Stormcry dust and season dust, you run another Ravenous Gorge. If you want more of it even more, run Lilith's Keep. Run TR. Once you get high enough, you'll run Red Refuge. So this is where I will say focusing on gear is important. So, if you have any questions, let me know. This is just a basic guide on what to do when you're level 65. So the first thing, we'll just do a quick recap. The first thing is getting your character to be awakened, getting all your glyphs, check out some guides, understand your character. After that, you want to level up your gear so that you can run more dungeons. Choose either do the season gear, do Stormcry HO and Kaya's Annihilation, or do a combination of both. They technically use different material until later on, and honestly, even fluorite, you'll get enough that you could probably level both if you really want. If you're coming back to the game with like straight up Annihilation or Kaya's gear, I would just say dump it all into season gear and get some good rewards at the end. If you're brand new and playing a lot, dump it into season gear, get yourself, you know, straight up to Kaya's. Skip that Stormcry and HO grind, get straight to Kaya's. After getting that stuff, you will want to get your gems. You start off with level 1. I didn't cover gems, but basically when you get the amplifying stones just from opening up these loot boxes, and you just buy what you want, just save up and get it, and just keep getting that item score up little by little. You can buy either or, not much really to put a guide on those actually. And as you can see, even opening up the Ace dungeons, it gives you good rewards. And yeah, that's what to focus on. Focus on your gear and focus on your cards. Stay tuned to a card collection. If it's your main character, I would say you can kind of dabble with Stigmas, get the Stigmas up a little bit. But definitely check out a Stigma guide before doing so you don't get the wrong Stigmas up. And same thing for pets, you just make sure you get it to a superior pet. So that's about it. If you got any questions, let me know. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. With that, I hope you all are having a wonderful, fantastic day and or night. And as always, I hope to see you in Aboria, gamers.